When you think America, you think big highways, big celebrities, and big trucks. And one of the best-selling trucks, and in fact one of the best-selling cars for at least the last 30 years, is the giant Ford F-150. And it's a car that we don't even get in Australia. So we've flown to the US of A to check this thing out and to see whether it should come to Oz. With about 1,500 kilos of payload in that tray, this whopper measures in at just under 6.2 metres long. Now to put that into perspective, it's about a full metre longer than a Toyota Hilux, meaning a Hilux would end around here. This is certified big. While the F-150 range starts at just over 26,000 US dollars, or around 35,000 Australian, this one is the top spec, the bee's knees limited version, which is priced at just under 60,000 US dollars, or around 80 grand Aussie. But for that money, you literally get all of the bells and whistles. And it's even got this, a remote tailgate release. All you do is press this button twice, and of course the tailgate comes down for you, but it gets better. Push this, fold that out. Now you've even got a ladder. How good is that? What's even more impressive is these retractable side steps which pop out to help you change altitude to cabin level. If you thought the outside was impressive, check this interior out. The limited edition, which sits at the top of the range, comes with everything you could ever want. This giant divider between the driver and the passenger is mammoth. You can pop all your things in there. You've got cup holders at the front and the rear. In terms of the center stack, you've got a 360-degree camera, which is perfect for reversing. Heated and cooled seats for the driver and front passenger. The driver even gets massage seats as well. Your rear seat passengers get heating too. Sync 3, which is Ford's latest infotainment system, is here as well. The Trailer Backup Pro feature. Now this is good for rookies who can't reverse a trailer. You basically hitch up your trailer, and using this knob, you can get the car to automatically steer in the direction you need ahead. You won't be longing for safety features either. This thing has everything you could ever need. We've got lane departure warning, an automatic parking feature, radar cruise control, autonomous emergency braking, and there's even a 5-star crash safety rating from the US Crash Authority. There are USB points everywhere. You've got 12-volt sockets, plus also an AC socket that will pump out 400 watts, which is almost unheard of. Not only is there tons of legroom back here, the seats fold away to make a completely flat floor for storing things. There's even a cubby hole for hiding your odds and ends. So should the F-150 come to Australia? That's the question we're asking. Well, if your memories of the F-150 are anything like mine, it's probably big V8s and huge, huge fuel bills. But that's not the case anymore. So while you could take or leave the technology, it's actually the engine that is the most impressive thing about this car. If you order an F-150 today, it's a 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6 that's just been updated with 280 kilowatts of power and 640 newton meters of torque. I mean, that is diesel territory. And it now comes with Ford's co-developed gearbox with GM, the 10-speed automatic. And boy, does this thing hammer. So all of that power and torque would be fairly pointless if it couldn't actually get it to the ground. It does get it to the ground, and it does it in a pretty impressive way. Have a listen to this. 0 to 100 k's an hour in about 6.5 seconds. Have a listen. And there it is there. That is pretty awesome for a big F-150. So with all of that size comes a penalty when it comes to handling. While the dual cab utes in Australia don't exactly set the world on fire in terms of handling, this thing really sets the game back a little bit. The front end doesn't feel all that connected to the rear, but it does come into play on some of the dodgy American highways with those continuous undulations. It's soft enough to just take anything that you throw at it. So I know it's not all that impressive on sealed surfaces, but it does come into its own on gravel, where this car's going to spend a lot of its time. The stability control's great, it really keeps everything in check. The steering is light enough to give you enough communication. And it's actually a little bit of fun. You just sort of point it into the corner, get on the throttle, and it just cruises through. That extra weight really pushes it through effortlessly. In terms of four-wheel drive equipment, this thing is absolutely jam-packed. You've got 237 millimeters of ground clearance. You've got an approach angle of 25 degrees, a departure angle of 27 degrees. You've got a 2 high mode, which sends torque to the rear wheels, an automatic 4-wheel drive mode for use on all surfaces. Then you've got a 4 high locked mode and a 4 low mode with an optional rear differential lock. So this thing will literally go anywhere. Don't worry about towing either. This thing will move over 5 tons, which is about 1.5 tons more than anything you can buy in Australia with a Ranger, Hilux or Amarok badge. So should Ford build this in right-hand drive and bring it to Oz? Hell yes.